do you think?
That was a sick burn, dude.
That was your response, bro?
Regular people.
You've
Listen.
already ran through your rehashing of your disbelief multiple times now. At this point, it's not actually adding anything to the conversation.
Nah, exactly. That's true. Because you still believe in your whatever you believe in. What are you believing in? So basically, now you're a flat earther. You don't believe they went to Antarctica. So what do you believe in?
Well, how do you go to a place that doesn't exist in the first place?
Also, Antarctica doesn't exist.
Not that I know of. No, yeah, I'm kind of wondering where
Right
someone
now,
said that they
you're
went.
giggling.
Yeah,
You're
I'm wondering
giggling.
where that
Oh,
location is because
I
Hold
don't
on,
know.
Art.
I'm
Don't
not
cut him
sure.
off. You can have a conversation with him, but wait till he finishes and then you go, and he won't cut you off, and then he'll go. Please.
No
yeah,
problem.
I'll just let Art go right now, and then I'll respond to what he says, or someone else can respond.
There's nothing to respond to because you have nothing to say.
So what, you think it's
That
real?
that's your
Why
response.
do you think
That was a sick burn, dude.
That was your response, bro? Fuck.
Yo, is Noah debating
bro.
flat earthers on Final Experiment or Glovers?
it sounds like a newbie? Somebody didn't even know who Nathan
Yeah,
Oakley
you
was.
should have seen
He's like a
You should
total
have seen
newbie.
Roohif earlier. He just kept on saying you're a liar to me. It's like, is that a response?
Okay, did Shane make the model that you're talking about?
Every time I hear this guy's voice, he's saying somebody's lying. Why?
Yeah,
You
did
don't even
Shane
know
make
who
the
Nathan
model?
Oakley is.
That's not even what I said. You
Yes, it is. You
misunderstanding.
said Shane made a
I
model.
just okay.
You guys
Is
are
that
all
the
Shane
main
lying.
didn't
point?
make a model?
Do you want to retract that?
Okay.
Wait, Shane didn't make a model?
Walter Bislin made a
Thank you.
model, and Shane took the model and presented it to us.
Okay, thank you.
Whatever. Walter Bislin made it. That's not. But the main point is that a model already existed. So you didn't actually defeat the main point.
Okay, how does that model work? Does it use ridiculously bending light? The answer is yes.
Sorry. Wait. What? Wait. No.
Walter Bislin's
Nobody
model-
said. Wait. Nobody said yes. What was the question?
Does Walter Bislin's model do things like bend light 180 degrees?
I'm not too sure.
Okay, yes,
Maybe.
it does. Right.
I don't think. I'm not sure if that's completely the case.
Well,
In
it
which
is, 'cause I know
instance?
No,
Walter
I think
Bislin's-
I think there's actually settings where the amount of bending changes depending on how you move things around. Yes, there's a bunch of these little knobs that you can change things drastically, like even the curvature of the sky.
What it does is place the stars above you. Now you're talking about the curve calculator. His flat Earth quote unquote model literally just places the stars above you and then determines where they should be seen on a globe, and then just ad hoc bends the light in that direction. That's
Well,
all.
no, then that part's not true.
That slider button
That second
on the Walter
part.
Bisman curve calculator is
It's-
ridiculous. There's a slider button.
That
you
guy's
can
really low.
slide it on up. Well,
Say it again, Bear.
Hey, Roohif, that's not true though. That's not true though. They don't determine where they should be dependent on a globe.
Can I
They
ask you
they
guys a
determine where they should be
question?
dependent on an azimuthal grid,
No.
which is actually the thing that you do before you map it onto a globe.
I know Walter Bislin's model. It just plots them where they should be on a globe. That's what it does.
No, it's an azimuthal model. Azimuthal model is more
Azimuthal model. All right.
more of
What
a
is the
fundamental
azimuthal
principle, more of a fundamental principle in mapping out the sky
Can I
and
ask
predicting
you
what you
guys a
should see
question?
than the globe model itself.
All right. What is the azimuthal grid of vision?
It's a sphere around you that places all the stars in essentially where they should be at the time, and the rotation and the planets and the sun.
Okay, is it
And
a physical thing?
a mathematical grid,
Okay.
no, is not a physical thing, but it's a model of a physical thing, which
Okay,
is the
so
sky that you see above the horizon.
Right, so it's a direction pointing coordinate system, right? Altitude and azimuth. Do you agree with that?
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I guess so, yeah.
So how does it change the direction of light if it's not a physical thing?
No, it maps what you what is seen empirically is all it does.
Right. So I'm
Which is
looking south.
which is more primitive than the globe itself, because that is a step you have to take before you can actually make a globe.
Right. So I'm looking south. How do I see the sun that is physically behind me to the north? How does a non-physical, non-light bending entity do
It can reflect. It can reflect.
reflect? So
Light
is a
can
dome
bend.
so a non-physical thing can reflect?
Well, you just asked
Wait,
me
what do
a
you
question,
mean?
right? You asked me a
What?
question. You said, "How could I see something that's behind me?" And I
Yeah,
said, either the
how does
light
this
can
grid of
turn.
vision
The
do it?
light can. The light can either turn around or it can be reflected around. One of the two.
Okay.
Yeah, with a
That's
mirror.
quite
Can I
that
ask
is
a
that is a
question?
direct answer to you seeing something, that because I
Hello.
can see the back of my head. When I get my haircut, I can see the back of my head. How can I do that?
With what? With a mirror, right?
Yeah, with something that can reflect.
Right. Is the azimuthal grid of vision a mirror? You said it wasn't physical.
No, it's a mathematical grid of what you should
Right.
see in the sky.
Okay, so it
Which
doesn't
is
do anything.
it's your empirical measurements, essentially, of what
Right.
you see above the horizon.
It's a direction pointing system, right? It's altitude and azimuth. Right?
Yes,
Which
you
azimuth am I
use it
pointing?
to map out the coordinates of the celestial objects above you. It's how you
Right.
map the heavens. It's
Hello.
what you
So
Can I
needed.
ask a
It's what
Hold
they
on,
had
hang
and
on
Art.
up.
You'll go
Hang on,
next.
established.
Art.
Hold on.
Hang on.
It's what they had and it's what they had and established before the globe ever existed, and what the globe was fundamentally based on.
So if I'm looking south, how do I see the sun that is physically north of me? If this azimuthal grid of vision is not a physical thing, it
Wait,
doesn't bend light, doesn't
why are
reflect.
you asking me? No, the azimuthal grid is not a physical object. It's just how
Right.
you map what you see in the sky.
I agree. So it doesn't bend light. It
It's
doesn't
not
reflect
it's not a
anything.
mechanism. It's a raw anecdotal measurement that you can take.
Yeah, it's a
So what
direction
you're
pointing
asking,
system.
you're just completely misunderstanding. You're
No,
asking two completely separate questions. You're asking two completely separate questions. What is this grid of vision?
Yeah.
Which then I explained to you. And then you're asking, what is a physical mechanism, which is not a measurement. A measurement is not a physical mechanism. It's not even a test. You don't even understand what an experiment is if you don't understand the difference between a measurement and a physical mechanism.
So does the azimuthal grid of vision explain me looking south, but seeing a sun that is physically north of me?
No, azimuthal
No. Okay.
grid of vision does not do that. An azimuthal grid of
Excellent.
vision just
Can you
establishes that
stop,
when you look
guys? Come
south,
on.
Yeah. So why do
Can
I
an
I
see the
ask a
azimuthal
sun?
grid of
question?
vision, uh,
Continue, guys.
that
I'm
guy
gonna
needs to
mute him.
control him.
Continue.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Hold on. Art. If I'm looking south, why do I see a sun that is physically north of me in Walter Bislin's model?
Because the light in his model, I believe, because the light either bends or reflects, which is
Right.
the only explanation.
Okay. Do you think it's physically possible in reality for light to bend 180 degrees due to refraction?
Refraction? Yeah, I would say so. I
Okay.
believe that would be a possible thing that you could do. You know, I mean,
Okay.
I've seen at
Well,
least 30 degrees of bend over the course of 5 feet.
okay.
So
I'll take the W there then.
if that taking that, is that a W? Because over the course of 5 feet, I've seen 30 degrees of bend in a light in a laser.
Okay. In our
So
atmosphere. Does our
so
atmosphere
if
bend light
that's
180
five
degrees?
feet, if that's 5 feet and 30 to 360 times five, that's how much feet you'd need to get a circle.
All right. Does our atmosphere bend light 180 degrees?
Not sure,
The
but
answer is no.
you don't know that.
I do
That
actually.
would that claim would no that claim would actually you would have had to gone and measured how much light has bent everywhere in the whole entire atmosphere always,
Right. No,
which is
I know the
impossible for you to
structure of
do.
the
You can't
atmosphere.
make that claim.
I can make the claim because I know the
You know
structure
the
of the
structure
atmosphere.
of the atmosphere. You
Yes.
understand the entirety of the structure of the atmosphere, everything
Yes.
about it. Really.
I know the
Really?
refractive properties of the atmosphere. Yes.
That's a mighty claim. You're basically Gandalf, if you understood that.
Would you like me to bring the data? Would you like the data? I can get it.
You mean the data of all everywhere in the entire atmosphere, all the time of everything? Yeah, you don't have that. Nobody does.
I've got the easy access stuff. I've got is the US. Hold on, all over the US. One sec. Documents.
You got what? I bet you you haven't measured light bend once, bro.
I've measured the refractive properties. Well, I've calculated basically based on empirical data.
You've calculated it. Nice. So I've calculated the amount of unicorn.
Hang on. Give me a second. Desktop. Where's all my radio?
If you are Gandalf, will you sign my wizard hat?
Yeah. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Radio. Can I ask Noah, like your closest big city? Is that okay?
Honolulu.
Honolulu. Oh, do I have Hawaii? I don't know if I have Hawaii. I think I've just got mainland US in the graphs.
I'm sure you could hit up Baller's like.
So maybe you don't quite have as good of an idea as you thought you did, huh? You were just spouting, saying as if you had it, but now you're like, oh, I don't have that at all.
Well, I don't know if I have Hawaii.
Dude, I'm just waiting to see what he's going to give us.
You're not
dude.
Gandalf.
It's usually so fun.
Dude, he's pulling data off the internet that he's never verified, checked, or tested himself, and then making extrapolated calculations on it. He's been doing it for years. It's such just a nothing burger. Yes. No offense, Roohif.
There we go. So this is weather balloon data where they send up weather balloons twice a day from everywhere, and they measure
from everywhere. From everywhere.
But let me get in at some point.
From everywhere.
Let me just say one thing real quick. I'm going to show you.
Sorry. Yeah, I can, Jeremy, but you're going to say stupid shit, so you know.
No, I'm not going to say stupid shit. I'm going to say the thing that's about to happen. You're going to show them a whole bunch of temperature, pressure, and humidity data. Yep. Not even from the optical corridor, which is what Roohif said you would have to do. Nonetheless, you don't have a measurement of that's not a measurement of which way the light's bending. Just because you have a law of how something should happen. Oh, hold on, Roohif. Just because you have a law on how something should happen, like there's a second law of thermodynamics that says the gas should go off. If you didn't know about gravity and you're like, second law of thermodynamics says the gas should spread out everywhere equally in all directions, you would think that was happening. But since there's some other variable in there, like gravity holding the gas down in your model, you would have to say, okay, there's other variables, and the second law of thermodynamics, the gas shouldn't go flying all over the place. That's what we could have that situation with your light bending thing. You've never actually measured it. You don't know all the variables, and that's why everyone has a problem with this nonsense.
All right.
Okay. I would just like to say. I would just like to say, I couldn't have. That was a really good way to articulate that, Jeremy. Thank you.
All right. Jeremy rejects Snell's law, Fermat's principle. So
I don't reject Snell's law. Nope. I don't reject Snell's law. I'm just saying there could be Snell's law and something else happening that's making the light do something you don't know about, but which we could put this to bed if you actually measure the light, but you don't have an actual measurement of the light bending.
All right. Could be magic.
I'd just like to say again, dude, Jeremy, that was, I really couldn't have said it better, dude. That's exactly what I've been trying to express.
You're pretty bad.
Write that shit down.
Well, it could be.
Write it down.
It could be magic, like gravity.
How is gravity magic?
Wait, did you say Noah's a bad troll?
Yeah, Noah's a pretty transparent troll.
What's magic is the shadow.
See, dude, now he's just insulting. He's just lowering down to insult instead of actually keeping it on the up and up because he got destroyed by what Jeremy just said. They don't have a single measurement of the light bending at all over the course of even 1 mile, let alone 52 miles or whatever they say is happening when shit drops over the distance.
Do you accept Snell's law from us?
Any measurement. We already went through that. Yes, we believe in Snell's law and Fermat's principle. However, there could be something else happening that is unbeknownst to you. You've never measured it to find out. So here we are.
Right. So you're just going, nah, very good. You have some random.
No,
we're going. The same thing over.
No, they're saying the scientific.
You just keep saying the same thing over and over again, not addressing the thing I said about the other variables. I made an analogy with the second law of thermodynamics. You're just not addressing. You're just saying I don't believe in Snell's law, atoming and stuff. Like it's just.
If anything, you're the one trolling. You're the one trolling by saying you don't. When you say you don't believe in Snell's law, that's a troll. If anything, what I've been saying is all responding to you intellectually and honestly.
So, Jeremy, I can respond to thermodynamics if you want, but that seems like a bit of a derail.
You don't need to respond to thermodynamics. It was an analogy used to show that just because something's a law doesn't mean that thing's going to happen. There could be other variables at play. You're not addressing that at all. We could knock out the other variables if you would just measure it, and then we could be like, oh, you're right, or oh, you're wrong. You haven't measured it, so we don't know yet. We're just sitting here guessing that maybe your way is, maybe it's the right way and there are no other variables. We don't know yet because it's never been measured.
Right, but gravity plus the second law equals a pressure gradient. Do you agree with that? They work together.
It's not about gravity or the second law. This is about laws happening and then other things happening also, which makes the law not happen. Like the second law of thermodynamics fly off Earth, but there's another variable at play, just like with Snell's law. I believe Snell's law, and there could be another variable at play that's keeping the gas down, along with Snell's law.
Okay,
Do you
but
not
given
get
we
it,
have
or
measured the no, I understand, but given we have measured the atmosphere for at least a century and we know what it's made of.
But you haven't measured the light path. You haven't measured the light bending.
he will never
over the
acknowledge
course
that.
of a mile.
No,
ever
he'll
once.
never acknowledge that.
Yeah, like you'll do everything but measure the actual path of light over the course of a distance of, say, even half a mile. Let's not even go to a mile. Let's just get one measurement of the light bending the way you say it does over the course of half a mile, please.
Yeah, the curve calculator's refracted hidden matches
That's
the
a
reality.
fucking calculator.
Right, but
They'll
it's
never
a
address it,
prediction.
Noah.
I'm addressing
That's
it
not a
now.
measurement. A calculator is not a measurement.
Right, the curve calculator hidden amount matches reality, Noah, better
That's
than
not a
geometric.
measurement.
Yes, it is.
You taking a calculator
measurement.
and then asserting something is reality is not actually fundamentally a measurement of reality, sir.
Reality is the measurement, Noah. If you'd let the sentence finish, the curve calculator's refractive hidden matches reality better than the geometric hidden. So the measurement of reality is consistent with refraction.
No, what you're actually saying deceptively is globe model without refraction engineered into the calculation doesn't actually match reality really well. So we had to add even more bending to bend the light so it could actually match reality. When in actual reality, you have no measurement of the ground, you have no measurement of which path the light took. You have neither of those things. You just get a calculator, match it to the observed results, and then just assert it's one thing plus another.
Incorrect. We do have measurements of the ground.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
You literally have no measurements. You have no measurements of the ground curving, and you have no measurements of how much the light is straight or curved. You have neither over the course of even half a mile.
Let's go LIGO. Is LIGO a straight tube?
All right, Jeremy, are we getting into LIGO now? Is that Jeremy? Is that
we have
the new
no
topic?
measurements of the ground, so we can go to LIGO.
Yeah, let's go to lie. Let's go to the lie. Go.
Oh yes, you're making a solid argument.
Let's go to
That's what it's
LIGO.
called.
Let's go to the LIGO.
Sounds cool. Let's go to LIGO. Let's go to LIGO with a water level and see what it is. Do you have a water level up against LIGO?
No. Brian's going to go there at some point. I'm sponsoring him to go.
Oh, that's great. So
you
instead
have
of
nothing with
actually,
LIGO
so you brought up
Hold
a
on,
point.
Noah.
Sorry.
So you have nothing with LIGO then. You have nothing.
No, we have the
You're just saying
elevation
You're
profile.
just saying words, dude.
No, we have the elevation profile of LIGO. So the question is LIGO a straight tube? Was it built to be a straight tube?
I don't know. How did they make it straight? How'd they build it to make it straight?
The question is, was it intended to be a straight tube, a straight vacuum tube, so that light would go basically straight in it?
So now it's intention.
Intentions and what happens are two different things. How did they make it? How did they make it straight?
We'll get there.
How did they build it straight?
We will get there. Do you accept that it was intended to be a straight evacuated tube?
We can't know their intentions. Intentions is the hardest thing to
about
prove. No,
the answer is yes.
This is you're distracting. The answer is not yes. When someone disagrees with you, you don't then just mock them and say that they're saying the opposite of what they're saying. You're the one who's been trolling the whole time.
Go and learn about LIGO, what it's intended to do.
It doesn't really matter what their intentions are. It doesn't really matter what their intentions are. I don't care if they intended it to be unicorn shape. It's irrelevant. How did they make it straight?
Right. They surveyed by taking into account the curvature of the Earth and the amount of drop either side of the tube. That's
No, what was the methodology of making the line? It's like you're not even listening to what I'm saying.
There's differential leveling. They probably use GPS, but you guys don't like GPS.
Bro, we're out in the field. We're about to make this straight line for LIGO. What did they do? Step one.
Yeah, they used GPS. They incorporated the amount of curvature, right, such that they would need to adjust for it to make the tube a straight tube, or the concrete slab straight, and built that in.
Okay, they use GPS. That's subject to refraction. So we're looking for a thing that's not subject to refraction, something tangible.
GPS. How
because
much
then now we're
refraction?
just arguing about more refraction stuff.
Okay. What was I going to say? So you kind of reject.
How do you know the light? How do you know the light in the tube in LIGO is even going straight? Where is the measurement?
I know we have
of
no
the
idea.
light?
Maybe use the Veritano.
Wait. It goes back. Wait, real quick. It all goes back to the fact that there's still not a single measurement of light going straight over the course of half a mile. They still don't have that. There's no methodology to measure the straightness or curvature of light that they have presented and measured over the course of half a mile. Not even at LIGO. They will talk him-haw about, oh, we calculated this depending on this, but they still have not provided a single, even at LIGO, a single measurement of what the light is doing in its direction and its path.
LIGO is an evacuated tube. Do you agree?
Is evacuated tube have anything to do with a physical measurement of curvature versus straight?
We're getting there, but you're trolling, trying to derail the conversation, Noah.
I'm not trolling. I'm actually, and I'm not derailing the conversation. The conversation is on the fact that there's not a single measurement, and you still haven't provided one. And you're the one
just
derailing.
state the facts then, right? The facts are LIGO is an evacuated tube and needs to be straight, right? And on a globe, that would require that it be built according to the curvature of the Earth, right? So the elevation of the ends of the tube would need to be higher than the center of the tube, or wherever the middle point is.
You're jumping ahead. How do we know it's in an evacuated tube? Do you have a pressure gauge in there?
Was LIGO intent? Did they spend billions of dollars to build it, such that they could build a straight?
Do you have a pressure gauge inside the tube so we can see the pressure?
And what is that pressure? How many
I don't know because
nanoscales.
I haven't seen a pressure gauge. You're just claiming that there's a vacuum in there, but do you have actual evidence of that?
Right. You said there's a pressure gauge in there. Does it measure pressure in nanopascals?
No, I said, do you have a pressure gauge or some kind of way we can know that it is in fact
No,
a vacuum?
I don't. That's why I'm asking you. Was it intended to be an evacuated tube? Is that what LIGO is?
You literally have nothing. You have nothing, Roohif.
Say it again.
Now we're going with intentions again.
Did they spend billions of dollars to not make a straight tube? Is that
well?
Wait.
Okay, you asked that question. You've asked it like 1,700 million times already, over and over again. So all they would need to do is provide the single measurement that took them billions of dollars to produce, and say, hey, here's the measurement of what the light's doing. Here's the measurement of the path of light. Here it is.
Yeah,
and they could just, they took their billions of dollars, present the measurement. Let's see the measurement that they had intentions of and spent billions of dollars on. Let's see the measurement. Instead of talking about everything but the measurement of the path of the light, let's just present that and not waste any more time.
You ever heard the phrase, don't sing it, bring it, Roohif? You ever heard that phrase?
I will draw an analogy here
this
to
is
TFE.
the time.
I will draw an analogy here to TFE in that Noah seems to doubt that there's a 24-hour sun. And I will say that there is literally no evidence possible that you could bring to convince him. And this is why he's a troll.
So again, he's literally not presenting the measurement of light curving. He's or going straight or what. He's not presenting the measurement of the path of light. Again, the conversation started there. He went on to LIGO claiming that it was. Still didn't present how LIGO proves that. And he's then gone on to just make claims about my intentions, the intentions of LIGO, anything but an actual measurement of the path of light.
Yeah, we're gonna have to switch this up, Roohif. If you don't have anything, we're just gonna switch it up and move on.
Right. So to get to the point of curvature with LIGO, you need to accept that LIGO exists. It's an evacuated tube. And there is literally no evidence that you'll accept that that's true. I could bring you papers that LIGO has published, but you'll go, oh, they're just made up.
Okay, but where is the measurement of the path that the light is taking in the fucking LIGO? Because that's
Right,
why
so you
we're even
reject.
talking about LIGO that's why we're talking about LIGO to begin with.
Okay,
So
but
could
you
you please
reject.
stay on topic? Could you please stay on topic and actually answer the fundamental question you claimed you were going to be answering and presenting to us so we could all be enlightened here today? Because you could edify us, please.
Right, so you reject that LIGO is an evacuated tube.
Okay. Let the court see that the man has been asked more than 12 times now to present the measurement for the path of the light, and he still has yet to produce.
Is LIGO an evacuated tube, yes or no?
Let the court show he is now asking irrelevant questions that don't matter.
It's relevant. LIGO is an evacuated tube, therefore it travels straight. Correct?
Do you have a measurement of it traveling straight? The thing that we are asking for this entire time, please.
Right. Does light travel straight in an evacuated tube, yes or no?
Do you have a measurement of light traveling straight through an evacuated tube over the course
asking
of
the
half a mile,
question.
please? What we've been asking for.
Right. Light travels straight in a vacuum. LIGO is a vacuum.
Do you have the measurement of that
Yes.
over the
In
course of half a mile
LIGO,
that we've been asking?
LIGO is an evacuated tube. Do you agree that it's an evacuated tube?
Sure. Let's sure. Go.
Okay, so light travels straight in a vacuum, correct?
Do you have a measurement of
Yes,
that?
in LIGO. LIGO is an
Okay,
evacuated tube.
We're about to move on. He's never gonna
present
admit
the
he doesn't
measurement
know
and
it.
methodology.
He'll never admit it. We
Is
got to move
LIGO an
on.
evacuated tube?
I mean, do you have a measurement of the light?
I said,
going
yeah, I
straight?
said, I agreed. Yeah, sure. It could be an
Yes.
evacuated tube. I don't even know if
Right.
it is or not, but let's just say it is.
Right.
For the sake
Does
of
light-
for the sake of your argument, because I actually want to hear your argument that you've been alluding to but not ever presenting once. Could you please show
Well,
the measurement
you're
of the
doing your
light,
best.
please?
You're doing your best to slow it down. Right. So LIGO is
Please
an
show the
evacuated
measurement.
tube. So LIGO is an evacuated tube, so light travels straight. Correct?
Do you have a measurement
We'll get
of
there.
that traveling straight, please, sir?
Right. The measurement is that it is an evacuated tube, and we agree that light travels straight.
No. It's not an agreement. It's the thing under contention.
Not an agreement. So
it's not an agreement.
Again,
it is the thing under contention. The path of light is the thing under contention. It is not an agreement. You have to bring forth the measurement so then I can agree to it. But you thus have not done so far over the course of half an hour.
Okay, so the deductive argument goes, premise 1, LIGO is an evacuated tube. Premise 2, light travels straight in an evacuated tube. Do you disagree with either of those premises?
So, the second premise is the thing under contention. The measurement of the path of light is the thing that we are asking for you to present.
So you disagree.
Premise 2 is not premise 2 is not accepted. It is what we are asking for you to demonstrate.
Okay,
Your
so
measurement of the light going over the course of half a mile and its path.
Do you agree that light travels
We have
straight
been
in a
asking for
vacuum?
this very clearly for the past half an hour. Please present it now.
Do you agree that light travels straight in a vacuum?
Oh my gosh, how many times are you guys gonna fucking do this? It's so annoying.
Yeah, if you could just answer like a basic question.
Could you no, I've placated many questions over the course of this half an hour.
We're moving on.
You would actually give me the measurement. It still is not manifest, sir.
We know. Noah, he's never going to do it. We're moving on, Roohif. We're moving on.
Cool. I'll
Hey,
go back to
next
again.
topic.
See you.
Jesus.
Yeah, if anybody has something
we're not going to see the measurement after all that. Oh my god.
He doesn't have it.
Roohif.
Dude, he doesn't have it. He has nothing. If he had it, he would have just given it. He doesn't have it.
That was tiresome.
None of them do.
I could probably agree if somebody has something better to say right now. They want to say anything.
I mean, he must have something, right? He's just been fucking going on around in circles for about half an hour. He must have something.
Well, he's not Gandalf, that's for sure.
He said he knew everything about the atmosphere in its entirety. Like, that was the greatest claim.
Just
like,
I guess
you literally would have to be.
Do You agree that light.
Yeah, like he kept on asking me for agreements, and even when I agreed to something, he still wouldn't present the measurement. Like, I'm shook.
He wanted you to just agree with the thing in contention.
Yeah, like, do you like you just assert the path of light? It's like, sir, wait, we're arguing the path of light. That's yeah.
Yeah, it's like affirmative consequence is what you're pointing out. No, is that you're saying like it was like the premise was if light in a vacuum chamber goes straight, then we've measured the path of light. The path of light goes straight in the vacuum chamber. I mean, where's the proof?
Yeah, that's just an assertion. You're right. No tanks. And yeah.
If you guys don't mind.
Who's
You
looking
guys
at
want to vote?
XRP lately? Holy crap!